Shalom, family trendsetter. I'm driving, so you might hear some background noise. Now, in this video, I want to talk about China. Pretty much setting up shop in South Africa. Not to mention, throughout the continent of Africa, you have China present. It's all over Africa right now. You know what I'm saying? They've been lending billions of dollars to the African continent to try to build up infrastructure, but you know it comes with a catch. So now you have the Chinese opening the first police station in South Africa, of all places. I thought that South Africa was reclaiming the land from these devils. So why would you reclaim your land from one devil and try to expel them out of the country, but then invite another devil into your country? A lot of y'all don't understand that the Asians as well as the Europeans are the same people. You know what I'm saying? They may look different only because the Caucasoids, when they amalgamated with the Africans, you know what I'm saying, they pretty much whited out the original Asians, because the original Asians were black. If you don't believe me, you can Google Chinese Africans and go on the image and you'll see that the original Chinese, the original Asians were actually black people. As a matter of fact, to this day, in China, there's a region where you have literally black people, family, black people, black Chinese living on the continent of China, believe it or not. You know what I'm saying? I've done so much research in regards to this. So the problem that I have with this story is the fact that, you know, just the other day, you had the South African government saying how they're going to reclaim their land, take it back from these occupiers, these colonizers. But now you have where these new colonizers, the Chinese, are actually taking over. And for those of you who are not aware, the Chinese actually been staking claim all over the world. You know what I'm saying? They literally have been planting seed all over the world. In Jamaica, where I'm from, they actually dominate. They dominate, you know what I'm saying, the economic, you know, infrastructure in Jamaica. Majority of the stores that's in Jamaica are ran by Chinese. To the point right now, you have a lot of the day laborers in Jamaica are complaining that the Chinese are not paying them and beating them and shit. And Jamaicans, as rough as we are, you know what I'm saying, as rugged and warrior-like spirit we are, we only have strength for one another. But when it comes to these fucking devils, these other kind of devils, you know what I'm saying, we allow them to come and take advantage of our people only because we're living in poverty. And this is what they use, fam. They use the fact that we're living in poverty, we're poverty-stricken countries, and they know they can bring their money into our countries and give us jobs, so they use it as leverage, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you, by nature, Jamaicans, we no joke. We don't play. You know what I'm saying? Jamaicans and Haitians. This is one of the reasons why you see today you have Jamaicans living on living on the island of Jamaica and Haiti, is because originally when we was here in the United States with the other slaves, right? We was the rebels. So what they did, they actually separated the Haitian, the Jamaican, the Trinidadian, the West Indian, basically, right? They separated these slaves and they put them as a form of punishment on these islands to cut sugar cane. You know what I mean? And while we was there, well, not us, but could be us too. But our ancestors, when they was there, when they was brought to the West Indies, you know, as a form of punishment to cut sugar cane, they was being bitten up by rats, cane rats, and cane snakes as a form of punishment, because they wanted to break us. Because when we was here in the United States of America with the other, you know, the other slaves as well as the Aboriginal people, which were black, you know, say we was trying to, you know, form a coup, so to speak. We was trying to form teams of people to try to rebel against the slave owners. As a matter of fact, we succeeded a couple of times, you know what I'm saying? So what they had to do, they literally had to get rid of us. They had to scatter us to the West Indies, because, you know, if we would have stayed here, believe it or not, we would have got our independence a long time ago. So this is why a lot of people say Jamaicans are crazy. We're not really crazy. We just got a warrior-like spirit. The Haitians do too. The only thing with the Haitians, they use voodoo. That's their craft. But, you know, you had the Jamaicans and some of the Trinidadians and, you know, the people from the West Indies, primarily Jamaicans and Haiti, you know, as Haitians, we were actually warriors, man. We used to, like, literally fight back. So that's a little bit of history of my ancestors. Now back to this shit. So you have these Chinese people setting up police station in fucking Africa, a predominantly black continent. They have their police force. And you telling me they're not trying to occupy that continent called Africa? And this is why I made a video the other day that we should fall back and wait to see what happened. Let the Most High, sound the alarm when it's time for us to go, because a lot of our people are actually trying to, move back to Africa and not realizing that you pretty much jumping out of the pot into the fire. You know what I'm saying? Because while you think you're escaping, the deviltry of the so-called white man and the United States in Europe, you going back to the continent of Africa, and these devils are they're over there too. That's why I told y'all that Babylon is a system. It's not necessarily one particular place. It's a system. It's throughout the whole world. So the Chinese, believe it or not, they're getting strong. Them in Russia, they're going to form an alliance, personally, I believe, and they're going to destroy America. But this video is not about the destruction of America. It's about these devils right now, like I said, setting up shop on the continent of Africa, and our people are allowing this shit. This is why I say, man, we really and truly had to been some docile individual when these clans came out of the caves, these Neanderthal devils came out of the caves. You know what I'm saying? Because I know by nature, we are really, quiet people. We're not hostile people like how they depict in movies and in the media. And if we have become hostile or animalistic like they like to portray us to be, is because they created us to be this way. They like to divide and conquer. You know what I'm saying? They've been doing that from slavery days. They have the house niggas and the field niggas. You got the house nigga, you know what I'm saying, feel some type of way that the field nigga got more freedom because he's out and about in the field. And you got the field nigga feel some type of way because the house nigga's in the house out of the elements. Not realizing that the house nigga was getting molested by these devils, raped. The men and women, believe it or not. The men was getting sodomized by these fucking pedophile, homosexual devils. You know what I'm saying? So it's just so much history, man, that if y'all was to really take the time to search out and find out about these entities that live amongst us, these non-melanated people that live amongst us, you'll realize that, they're from the serpent seed. I had a discussion with one of my brothers earlier, my Hebrew brothers, and we got into it. We dove into it. You know what I'm saying? These are fallen angels. This is why these are the seed of the fallen ones. These Neanderthal that mixed with the troglodytes, which were from the fallen angels, right? And this is why you see them. They have that skin color today. And where do you think their technology come from? It comes from what I refer to as y'all refer to as aliens, right? But I refer to as demons, fallen angels. They gave them the technology. This is why they're able to create all these technology on a day-to-day basis. You think they just wake up one day and just became, tech savvy? No, think about 100 years ago. You know what I'm saying? They was using horse carriage. You know what I'm saying? Now they got fucking almost flying cars. Cars actually, not literal cars, but cars that can drive and fly. It looked like somewhat like a plane. But I'm telling you, family, it's deep. So to see the South African actually allow these devils into that land, I'm kind of disappointed at them, but I'm watching to see what happens. You know what I'm saying? We just got to fall back and wait and see what's going on. My theory is that, I think the South Africans are using these Chinese people, the African people, period, are using these Chinese to build up their continent, and then they're going to chase them out of there. But let's see what happens. All praise be to the Most High. Family, I love y'all. Keep on with the struggle. You know what I'm saying? It's going to end soon enough. And with that, I say shalom.